how I stopped overthinking overnight. This one thing that I'm about to share with you literally transformed my life. Without meditation, without fancy techniques, so stay until the end. Before revealing this one thing that really has worked for me, has completely transformed my life and my business, let me tell you why I think meditation doesn't work for us overthinkers. And in the era where meditation seems to be the ultimate cure for overthinking, somebody will probably throw a cabbage to my face for saying this. But in my experience, it didn't really work. And here's why. So let's say we're in point A, overthinking, and we want to get to point B, clarity, an empty mind, a clear mind, kind of a more simplified way of thinking. We've been told that to get from point A to point B, we need to take a step, which is meditation. But there is a problem with this model. This only works when you take a certain action, which is meditation. Think of your brain as a forest and your thoughts as spreading fire through the forest. When you meditate for 10 minutes a day, then it's like a sprinkle of rain over a blazing forest. Does this work? Yes, of course it works. The problem is that the fire will start spreading again once it stops raining. Then you'll gradually get back to where you started, point A. Your default is overthinking. There's kind of like a dependency of this step, of this action of meditation. When you don't take this action, then you're going back to your default state, overthinking. Let's stop here for a moment. Could you potentially, through just meditation, make clarity your default state? Yes, Buddhist monks do it all the time, but you can't do that with 10 minutes of meditation a day. You probably need a lot more hours a day to do it. You would need a massive amount of these to create this shift in your brain from a default state of overthinking to a default state of clarity. When we keep that in mind, meditation is probably not the best strategy to stop overthinking. So, in a nutshell, meditation works, but it has really strong constraints. You need time, willpower, and you need energy or the right circumstance for this meditation to actually happen. So what we're looking for here is not a sprinkle of rain over the forest that we need to repeat over and over again. We want to find a way to change our state and fast. So how do we do it? It's all about one thing. You need to understand how the forest works, how the fire works, how does it spread so fast. Once you understand the nature of your thoughts, then your default state will start getting closer to clarity and further away from the state of overthinking. Look at it like a spectrum. When your default state is on one side of the spectrum, you have this tendency to overanalyze things, to make a big deal out of everything. And in essence, you're taking your thoughts really seriously. On the other side of the spectrum, you have full clarity, which means you see things truly as they are in their simplest forms, and therefore life is much easier. On the clear side of the spectrum, you know that thoughts are completely made up. You don't need to take your thoughts seriously because you know they're made up. You're kind of stopping the cycle of overthinking before it starts, or you're very likely to catch it very early on and be able to extinguish the fire without needing to meditate to make it go away. So this is a real-time ability that you gain. It's not a tool, it's a knowing. When you learn how your thinking works, you start to use it in a way that is actually helpful to you, and you stop using it in ways that are completely unhelpful. This is the biggest insight that you can have in the nature of your thinking. This idea right here can completely change the way you look at things, the way you understand the world around you, the way you understand your business and your life. It really can impact you in ways that you've never imagined before. The biggest thing you can ever do to stop overthinking completely is learn more about the nature of your thoughts, understand that they are made up even when they seem real, so you end up taking them less seriously and naturally you just stop overthinking without having to do anything about it. So this is a complete game changer.